Tiramisu Cupcakes. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Hey there, I'm Cast Iron Katie. Doesn't that make a nice sound? Stove. Just a moment. So good. Hi there, I'm Cast Iron Katie, and in this video I am making another Italian-inspired dessert. I'm making tiramisu cupcakes. I love tiramisu, and we're going to do it in cast iron. And I'm going to use 2 Dutch ovens to do a double boiler. And so stick around for that interesting technique to use your cast iron. Let's get started. Start with what we need to whisk first. I'm going to whisk 1 1/4 cup flour and 2 teaspoons of baking powder. These will be our dry ingredients. I will whisk 3 egg whites. Now we'll move on to our wet ingredients. I have 6 tablespoons of salted butter and 3/4 cup of sugar. We're going to beat this together for 2 to 3 minutes. Add 2 teaspoons vanilla. Add 1/3 cup of Greek yogurt. Add half of the eggs. Yeah, we'll just add all the eggs. Have our dry ingredients, we'll add half of that. I have a 1/3 cup of milk and 2 tablespoons of water. Let's add that. Rest of the dry. We'll add 1/3 cup of the batter to each of the cupcake wrappers. Okay, I have my 12-inch 8-quart Dutch oven. It's an outdoor Dutch oven, has pegs on the bottom and a lip around the lid. Whew. We're ready to go to the hot coals. I'm going to bake this at 350 for 15-20 minutes, something like that. To get our Dutch oven to 350, we will place 10 briquettes on bottom and 20 on top. If you'd like to know how I use briquettes for temperature control, go ahead and click on the video description. It's been 10 minutes, so we're going to rotate the oven and the lid to prevent any hot spots or scorching. Alright, we'll come back in 5 minutes and start testing the cupcake. Wow, looking pretty good. Let's see here. Yep, very good. Alright, let's get those out of there and start to cool them. I'm going to mix up the frosting so that it's ready to go. And we'll start with a stick of butter. It's supposed to be room temperature. I got impatient and I microwaved it for 30 seconds, so we'll just beat that until it's smooth. We'll add 2 of our 3 cups of powdered sugar. Yeah, just kind of do a little guess there. Yeah, that looks good. We're also going to add a tablespoon of Kahlua. Have a half cup of mascarpone cheese. We'll fold that in. We'll add the rest of our powdered sugar in, and we will beat this on a low speed so that the mascarpone doesn't get too soupy. Okay, now I'm going to scoop it into a gallon bag that I have turned into a pastry bag. The best part of a tiramisu is the espresso flavor. We're going to make a little espresso. I have maybe a quarter to a half cup of espresso beans. It's a dark roast, and we're going to grind it really fine. Come on. Okay, let's check out that powder. Ooh, that looks good. Okay. We'll pour it into our French press. We'll add a quarter cup of water. I don't need a lot, and I want it really strong. Okay, so we'll let that steep for about 5 minutes. I have a half cup of heavy cream, and I am going to whisk it until it has some peaks form. That looks pretty good. Look at that. Yeah. All right. I have 2 yolks and a 1/3 cup of sugar. Whisk that together in sort of a makeshift double boiler. I've got the 12-inch, the 10-inch, and then a bowl in there to kind of as a liner. I will whisk this until the sugar is dissolved. Ow, candle's hot. That took about 10 minutes. I didn't start it off boiling, but it took about 10 minutes. It looks pretty good. Okay, let's get this off the heat. Okay, welcome inside the RV. I ran out of light outside, so I had to bring everything in here. So we're going to continue with our egg and sugar. We'll whip it for a couple minutes and then move on to the rest of the ingredients for the filling. We have a half cup of mascarpone. There we go. We'll fold that in, mush it in. and then we have our heavy cream that we whipped earlier. Get that in there. Alright, we will put that in a pastry bag. Well, it's a gallon bag that I put a tip on. So there is our espresso. I have about 3 tablespoons of espresso. I'll add a 1/4 cup of Kahlua to that. So we're going to take the center of our cupcakes out by cutting a circle. Then we'll stick a spoon in there. Let's pop that middle right out. There we go. Take our espresso and Kahlua mixture and pour a tablespoon down into each one, just kind of drizzling it in there. We've got our filling. We're going to fill in those holes. I'm on number 7 and number 8 here, and it's getting a little better. Yeah, those are better than the first ones anyway. So my piping turned out okay. Like towards the end, those are terrible. I tried to smooth them out with a spoon. Nah, whatever. So now I have some baking cocoa. I'm going to sprinkle the tops. And I have white chocolate covered espresso beans. Put a little garnish on each one of these. Oh my gosh, I think I'm done. Tiramisu Cupcakes. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, there's some of the Kahlua and espresso there. Oh. Oh my goodness. That looks so good. Tiramisu cupcake. The cake, it is not very sweet. It lets the other ingredients of the cupcake shine. The Kahlua and espresso, really flavorful. The filling, it is the creaminess that you want from a tiramisu. It is perfect. The butter frosting, very rich. It's really dense, and the garnish on top. It's just pretty. Excellent recipe. Love it. Tiramisu Cupcakes. Give it a shot. This is Cast Iron Katie. Thanks so much for watching. I gotta do that again. That's gross. Second try of getting this right. Seems to have failed. What the heck is that? Fail. Stupid filling, take 3. The filling is super smooth and creamy. Got it right. And it tastes, it's like the highlight of tiramisu. Bye.
Go and shoot.
Alright then.